Bondi, mate, they come and go very quickly. The winter can drive them out, but the ones that do the simple things well and cater for the local public and the tourists and the local community, do the right things well, and they'll keep coming back. Well, the Trat's been here since '87. I've only come into the business 5 years ago as a partner, and we sort of re-established the business, shut down for 4 months, refitted, revamped and all that sort of stuff, but it has been here for 23 years, so it is an icon of Bondi. Well, you've got to go down and put your foot in the water and test that out, walk along the sand, and then I think the best thing to do is the coastal walk to Bondi and back, and then finish it off by coming into the Trat and having a bowl of pasta and a glass of wine. Came about by accident, but it's basically an angel hair pasta with raw tuna, which sounds a bit weird, but it does work. For people at home, to make this pasta, you need good quality tuna, good quality pasta, your parmesan. You've got to look at the colour of the fish. If it's still whole, you look at its eye, how firm the flesh is. But yeah, basically colour, and it's got to smell like fish. That's the most important thing when you buy fish. It should have a good fishy aroma. If it has no aroma at all, it's bland, it's stale, it's been around for too long. The first part of the making pasta is you've got to mix the dough. If you're going to mix the dough, make sure you use a beater that scrapes the side of the bowl as well. It's a lot easier, it's a lot quicker, saves time. Just make sure you've got a bit of flour on the bench, otherwise it will stick. Cut your pasta, pin some out so it's the same width as the pasta roller, otherwise you're going to struggle a bit. So we'll just start off with a small piece. As it gets a bit thinner, it can pinch, so we'll just go through one more time and then we'll cut it. Same deal when you put the pasta through the cutter, you've got to have a little bit of flour in there, otherwise it's going to stick. Just get your hand underneath, try and keep it all level. And the idea of this is you want your pasta to dry before you cook it. Let's get this pasta into the cooker. Only takes a couple of minutes. While that's happening, we can mix every other ingredient. Fresh rocket, just tear a few basil leaves in there. Sea salt, pepper, fresh garlic, chili oil, fresh parmesan, some olive oil, and some lemon juice. And the prize ingredient is your tuna. This is the stuff, sashimi grade tuna. We're going to put in about 60-70 grams into this dish. Now the only component of this dish that is cooked is the pasta itself. Everything else is raw, and that enables the tuna not to cook. You don't want the tuna to cook. Oh, I think that's just about it. Swing it around, get all the excess water off. You've got to mix it quickly. You can't let it stand for too long or the heat will, again, cook your tuna. Straight in. The last thing that goes on is the Lilliput capers. They come in salt, so just make sure you wash them and rinse them first. And there it is. Pretty handy with a nice glass of Pinot Gris or a cold beer, either way. Whatever takes your fancy, but as long as you're drinking something.